to quickly see in Kwara State, where it's largely rated among the most hardworking governors in Nigeria, and that's talking about Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrasaq of Kwara State, who is said to have delivered dividends of democracy to his people in the last 4 years, more than previous administrations. His passion for good governance has seen the Abdulrahman administration embark on infrastructure development that easily makes him the choice of the electorate in the North Central state. TVC News, Ibrahim Alege tells us more.
What had eluded Kwara for the past 16 years of previous government is said to be what the Abdulrahman Abdulrasaq's administration has delivered in less than 4 years. This is inspired by the man described as the most hardworking and innovative governor of our time. Ilorin International Conference Center under construction. This is a 2-in-1 hospitality facility that will be the best of its kind in central Nigeria, making Kwara a go-to place for tourism, resorts and conferencing in Nigeria.
Malam Abdulrahman Abdulrasaq is a compassionate, humane, visionary administrator, a God-sent leader that has the best interests of his people at heart.
Ilorin Visual Arts Center under construction to be the first purpose-built contemporary film and art institute in West Africa and the second Dolby certified production studio in the region.
Innovation is what is driving us today, and that's why the governor would continue to remain the best governor Kwara has ever seen in modern democratic times.
Ilorin Innovation Hub under construction to transform Kwara into a self-sustainable state via innovation and technology.
He has proven to us that what we used to say when we were kids, like the youths are the leaders of tomorrow.
So I think we should return this governor to come back and continue this good work and raise the bar of governance beyond what has been done in the first term, so that Kwara will move to the required destination.
Kwara State Garment Factory completed, one of the legacy economic projects of the Abdulrahman Abdulrasaq's administration, to employ 2,000 workers directly to make Kwara a hub for garment production. This is to make the state benefit from the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, of the United States, as well as other economic benefits.
Malam Abdulrahman Abdulrasaq is the best thing that has happened in the history of Kwara State.
Abdulrahman Abdulrasaq has done greatly well for the youth to bring us up and mentor us, not by the virtue of taking us around as thugs, but actually he has given us the opportunity of serving in one capacity or the other.
Babatunde Idiagma flyover bridge under construction, one of the major projects of the administration designed to ease the age-long heavy traffic along the University of Ilorin Road and the adjoining residential areas.
He is the one that has made my work so easy for me. He is the one that is making me do things that is impacting positively on the lives of people. So it's not about me, it's about the man that put me there and says he wants me to do it and he wants to succeed doing it.
I would say this administration is meant for the new generation. And I can also categorically say that Malam Abdulrahman Abdulrasaq is having this success with the support of the Ninth Assembly.
The ongoing flower garden redevelopment is designed to compete with any recreational center in the world with facilities for children and adults, birthdays, swimming pool, book club, restaurants, and forests to generate revenues for government and promote work-life balance for the citizenry who can visit the garden for leisure purposes.
Today I am a woman. I do not know anybody at the helm of power, but I am here today not just as a young lady, but as a woman.
A woman is a lover of youth. In the history of Nigeria, we've never had it this good with any government. It was the first to appoint 56.6% of women in its cabinet.
Totally, Kwara has been transformed from what it used to be.
If you want to rate the administration, for me, the most important thing is that he is a man whose policies and programs have had their highest impact in the lives of our people.
Ibrahim Alige, TVC News, Ilorin.
All right. Thank you for staying with us on Journalist Hangout. But BKO, really, what do you make of the strides of the Abdulrahman administration in Kwara State? Do you think he has a good chance in being re-elected?
Oh, of course. He has a very good chance. Yes, from Kwara Central, where it comes from, a good number of the candidates, the big candidates, as the candidate of NNPP, candidate of SDP, they are from that Kwara Central youth, and that is the most densely populated part of the state. But this governor has worked for people across the state to the point that you cannot say that because other big parties, apart from the PDP, that their own candidate is from Kwara North. You can't say because other big parties have picked governorship candidates from Kwara Central, which is the governor's...
Where he's from.
Yes, that will hurt his chances. I believe that if we are to even look at the way the presidential election went, although that's not going to
a
be
major
the barometer to
Absolutely.
assess his chances. You could say that Kwara is in a good place and that he will be re-elected because APC won all the local governments in Kwara in this last election. They dominated just the same way we have predicted. They dominated the balloting. So the governor has done well, and I expect that he will be re-elected. He's a silent worker. He may not be your archetypal politician, because if he was a better politician, some of the people that he quarreled with, he will have them on his side today. Remember, most of the people that they had the primaries with, they fall left. People like Professor Oba, they've gone to other parties. That's an area where he has to work on. That's the human, the PR side of things, relating with people, relating with fellow politicians the right way. He has to improve on that. But in terms of serving the people, you can hardly say that it's not done well. And even me, as somebody who grew up in Ilorin, my parents still live there. I know the changes that I've seen. You can imagine that in Tanke, when that overhead bridge named after Idiagbo is ready, it will massively ease the traffic gridlock that we experience in that area. And even in my own old school, government high school in Ilorin, that was actually founded by his late father, the first professional lawyer from northern Nigeria. He has renovated the school along with more than 600 others. And Adeta, the rustic Adeta community, you need to see some of what the governor has done to modernize the area. So I wish him good luck. But I see in him a governor who is determined to just allow his work to speak for him. He hardly grants interviews. It's very rare for this governor to grant an interview, but people can see his work. And at the end of the day, I'm convinced that his work will earn him re-election.
Doctor, are your views any different? Do you think this infrastructural strides, if we can say for that, what about in other areas?
Well, I was in Kwara as the correspondent of The Punch at some point after the return to democracy. I've been in Kwara this year twice. I was there last year a couple of times also. And I think the difference is clear. There are a few things that I believe worked for the governor so far. Number one, his decision to pay attention to the women folk. If you understand the politics of Kwara, right from the days of even the godfather of Kwara politics, women hold the politics. Forget about the men that you see on the streets doing all the work. When the women sit down, and we're not just talking of the young women, the elderly ones, when they sit down and take a decision that this is where we are going, no matter who you are, if they are not with you, you are gone.
You are gone. You are gone.
That's the policies of Kwara. And that's what we saw about 4 years ago that happened. So we are no longer going in this direction. This is where, once they are with you, you are good to go. That's one. Two, the things he spoke about, the roads, the bridges. One thing stood out, the cost. When you come and they do some of this comparative analysis, you are shocked that the cost of doing certain projects compared to what happened some years back when the Naira was stronger, when the economy was better, it's even lower now. So you ask questions and you begin to see why people are likely to want to remain on the path they are now. I've not seen in him a man who is an orator. He doesn't have this flamboyancy of the average politician. He might wear the babariga. That's a flowing gown. But when you want him to speak, is when you say that this is one man who just wants to stay off publicity. Let what I'm doing, let it speak. And whichever way you look at it, what Nigerians want now is not a man who is going to do a lot of talking. It's a man who is going to have action that will impact on their lives. So that when even the cost of transportation is stable. Unlike other places where you have things just going haywire.
Ilorin is not an expensive place.
It's not an expensive place.
Even till now.
Taxes, that's
now.
the cheapest I've seen in our country.
You know, yes, it has gone up. But I was just this afternoon, I was talking with my daughter, who is a student university, and he said, see, when we students even talk about these things in terms of what it costs, we know that what has happened in terms of movement of transport fare, you can't. She knows a lot of mathematics, so I don't want to go into all this their language. That you cannot do any analysis of saying you want to compare to what has happened in other places, even states that are closer to them. And a lot of things are going on. So, but like BKO said, I would have wished that the auto get him, even alone on its own, would have remained intact. But it has not. And that tells of a man who wants to see things done in a somewhat perfect manner.
A fellow governor was telling me that he doesn't, that AAA doesn't give money and all that even they are concerned. But you know, it's just someone who believes that, well, this is what is right and you go ahead and do it. And we've seen now in today's politics that money is not everything. Because Beavers disgraced money in this last election.
In fact, money shouldn't even be everything.
Yes, people had money, yes, they were defeated. Can move. So that is the future. And when we talk about even youths getting involved, remember, he even made a core member. Yeah, a commissioner, a female core member, his cabinet. So we started looking in the direction of young people even before that began. And when he was talking about empowering women, this is a governor who came up with the idea of conditional cash transfer for vulnerable women. So there must be a lot of things going through his head that we, the rest of us, are not aware of. And we are seeing the results now.
All right, gentlemen. We'll put